YouTubers, Pastor Bob. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Hey, listen, this picture, it's a advertisement for Western ammunition, and it's about 70 years old, and probably older than that. My dad had an automotive repair shop in Belmont, California, still there to this day, by the way, and this picture hung in his office for as long as I can remember. And the picture has green paint around the edges where they painted the office and didn't even move the picture. They just painted around it. And I've still got one of my dad's old hammers that has that green paint on the handle that they used to stir the paint. But anyway, listen, my little sister Donna noticed this picture hanging in my garage, and she said it dawned on her one day that it's just like the end times. People just are not ready. Now these guys in this picture, they think they have everything they need. I mean, they're up in the mountains, they're at the exact perfect location. They have all the right equipment, they have their tent, their camp stove, their food, all their guns, their ammo. They have everything they think they need. You know, professing Christians are the same way. They think they have everything they need. They attend church, they say God bless you, they have a cross necklace, they even have a fish bumper sticker on the back of their car. However, at the moment of truth, just like these hunters, they weren't prepared. You know, my dad took me to Colorado hunting every year when I was a teenager, and it was a big deal. My uncles, my cousins, a lot of our friends, there was probably a group sometimes between 10 and 15 people, and we camped in the wilderness just like this picture, and we got up early and hiked for miles hunting deer and elk. My Aunt Georgia, however, she had a different attitude. She loved camping and she loved hunting. However, she didn't get up early in the morning. She slept in till the sun came up and it got warm, and she got up when she was good and ready. So anyway, she didn't go out hunting. She sat in camp every day. And she would just sit back in her lawn chair and relax, read a book, and just sit there and just enjoy the peaceful quiet of nature. Well, lo and behold, every year while she was sitting there, every year, a deer would come wandering into camp. And as it did, she would quietly lay down her book, grab her rifle, and shoot the deer. She was always ready. People in America have a problem, and the problem is almost all of them think they're Christians. Mom, grandma, they were Christians. The neighbors were Christians. They even went to church when they were a kid. And there was a church even down the street on the corner right by their house. The problem is, no one gets into heaven by hitchhiking in on someone else. No one. Matthew 7:21 says, "Not everyone that says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that does the will of my Father which is in heaven." What is that? Did they miss that? What does he mean by the will of my Father? What is this will of the Father? Well, Matthew 7:13-14 says, "Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat. Because strait is the gate and narrow is the way that leads unto life, and few there be that find it." So what is this narrow gate? What is that? John 1:5 tells us, "Who is he that overcomes the world? But he that believes that Jesus is the Son of God." That's what they missed. They had no relationship with Jesus Christ. They completely were unprepared. So how do you prepare? How can you be ready? It's as simple as loading a gun. Matthew 7:7 says, "Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone who asks receives, He who seeks finds, and to him that knocks it shall be opened. So how easy is it? How easy? Luke tells us in Luke 23:39 to 41, and it's the story of the thief on the cross. This is what it says. And one of the malefactors which were hanged railed on him, saying, If thou be Christ, save thyself and us. But the other answering rebuked him, saying, Do you not fear God, seeing that you are under the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. But this man has done nothing amiss. And he said unto Jesus, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, today thou shalt be with me in paradise. This guy is on the cross dying. He will be dead in just a couple of hours. And he just looks over at Jesus, and there's three things that he acknowledged. Number one is, he told his friend, we deserve exactly what we're getting. We are sinners, we deserve what we're getting. But then he told his friend, he said, but this guy, Jesus, he's done nothing amiss. He is perfect. And then all he did was ask, Lord, remember me when you come in your kingdom. This guy never got baptized. He never did any more good deeds. He never lived a good life. Nothing. All he did was ask. He was prepared. That's what he was. He prepared right before he died. With just a couple hours left, he went from being unprepared to being prepared. People, we are living in the end times. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Are you unprepared for when that trumpet blasts, or are you ready? Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it is a done deal. So guys, listen, this is that hammer that I was telling you about. On that picture, it was probably screwed to the wall, and they painted the office, and they never even removed the painting. They just paint around it, and there's all kinds of green paint. And this is the hammer. It has the exact same color of that green paint, same color as my dad's office, and this is what they use to stir the paint. So that hammer right there is probably well over 100 years old. But anyway, listen, there's one other aspect of this story that I want to tell you. Every year, and I started going when I was a teenager, and my dad had been hunting with my uncles on this mountain long before I was ever born. I mean, for probably 20, 30 years they've been going to that same place. But anyway, listen, every year when we went to go camping, my dad, in his shop, he had a bathroom, and in this bathroom on the wall were, those paper things you pull out and you set them on the toilet seat. But he would have me go get one of those. I'd take a piece of plywood about 2 foot by 2 foot, and he would have me go get one of those things out of the bathroom and lay that template on this piece of plywood. And I would mark it all out, and I would completely cut out that toilet seat. And I would have to sand the edges where it'd be completely smooth, didn't want anybody getting a splinter. And I would build this toilet seat out of plywood. And then I would get a 2x4 and cut it in half, would be 2 sections of board 4 feet long. And we would take that with us. And then when we made camp, my dad would make me go just right outside of camp and find 2 trees that were less than 4 feet apart, and I would bolt those 2 2x4s, one on each side of those trees, and screw that toilet seat down on it, and then of course dig the hole out on the bottom, and then we'd put a tarp all the way around it, and it made the perfect bathroom. I mean, it was just the perfect bathroom out there in the woods. Well, we'd be out hunting one day, right? We would be in the middle of nowhere, and my dad would say, hey, wait here, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And he would go, and he'd come back and say, you need to go? And I go, no. He goes, well, listen, one of those toilets like you built, there's one right down there. And I go, no way. And I go look, and there's the exact toilet that I made sitting right there. People, listen, these little makeshift bathrooms were all over that mountain. Every place they ever camped, my dad had built that exact same bathroom. Every place they ever camped, and he knew where every single one of them were. Anyway, I just find that kind of funny. So, if you're ever up in the mountains of Colorado and you find a little makeshift bathroom out there in the somewhere, either me or my dad built it. Anyway, just a little tidbit, little add-on there. Hope you guys all have a blessed week.